to the best day of the week. We are back today to talk about insanely actionable tips for making money in your staging business. Welcome, Jana. Welcome, Jennifer. Are you excited for today's topic?
Super excited. We are just thrilled to just share the latest and greatest when it comes to home staging, when it comes to design, making sure that we are maximizing our opportunities for sure. So we can't wait to give tips today.
Woohoo! And I see people are already logging on and following us. If you want to know how to make more money in your business, drop me a $sign in the chat today. I want to see who my money makers and generators are. And so welcome, Jennifer.
Hey guys. Yes, so excited. And I love our topic, insanely actionable, right? Because it doesn't do us any good to hear tips if we don't take action on them. So I'm excited to hear the tips, to share the tips, and then also to see how all of our community is going to take action on these things. That's huge.
Exactly. And we need people to hold you, or you need people, and we need people to hold us accountable. And so we're going to talk through it. And so, Jana, I have 1,000 ideas and questions in my head as usual, but as an owner of multiple businesses, what do you think has been the most actionable item you have taken that has had the biggest reward?
Well, for us personally, here in the Dallas area, with everything that we have going on, it is no doubt within our staging and design business been short-term rentals. You guys know, if you're following us, like that has been the one big ticket item that we have had to learn, relearn. We're learning all about not only how to have our own properties, but how to also service those properties for our investors, for our companies that are around the country that have multiple. They're already scaling this business. And so personally for us, it's been a mix of design and staging into this short-term rental world. And we have absolutely loved it. We see so much potential here. We have not forsaken our first love of staging. Our teams are still out staging today. They stage every single day. But short-term rental literally takes our resources and collapses them into, one project that we could earn 3-4x on than a typical stage. When we're talking about ROI, we're talking about profitability, money coming back to us, not just being spent. So that's it for us. Definitely, I can't hide around the fact that it's short-term rental.
Yes, absolutely. And Sandra from Lux Home Staging, she says it's all about that money, right? And so the more money we have, the more impact we can make, right? So we want to be clear. It's not just like we want to hoard all this money, but the more money our businesses can make, the more we can help more people. And so we definitely want to do that. And the cool thing I think about short-term rental is that it's not only a huge ROI in your home staging, servicing in it, but as a business owner, thinking of adding that as an additional business, right? So I know that, Jenny, you have HSRA, and the profit that comes from STR for HSRA is you being invested in multiple short-term rentals yourself, being able to take all the information that you learn from doing it on your own and then putting it into something like our 48-page workbook for short-term rentals and giving it to our HSRA members and those that attend our workshop. And so now you're able to take the knowledge that you've gained from that and share it with the community in our industry, whether they want to style them. And then if they want to style them, now they get to take it into their business and they get to teach their stagers a new craft and how to do something new and also gain more revenue. That's insane, that how much money you can bring in from either styling or investing in short-term rentals. And so Jennifer, I know that as Model My Home, Jana's other company, started to implement styling into STR. I know that your guys' phones are ringing off the hook and you're probably scheduling more than you thought you could. And so maybe you can share a little perspective from being inside the staging company and receiving an insanely more amount of income coming in from producing these short-term rentals versus maybe a vacant stage.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, we've shared our stats several times from last year, but we had, I want to say, over 420 services last year, and of that, we were, I want to say, somewhere around 1.5 million. I'm pulling off the top of my head, but of that, 55 was short-term rental, and short-term rental accounted for nearly half of our revenue last year. 55 out of 400, I want to say 423, 50% of the income. And think about it, of that 370 some odd properties, that was actually close to 700 jobs. Because what happens in staging? We go out and set it up. We have to go out and pick it back up. Unless they buy it or do something else, you're going to have to go get all that inventory and then go reset it again. So the potential for increase in your ROI is huge. But I want to also touch on, because we don't want to, like Jana said, we have not forsaken our first love of staging. We have not forsaken our design clients, our staging clients. Not everybody wants to do short-term rental, and that's okay. I want to tap into, as an insanely actionable tip that we took away from our Monday member training. If you're not plugged in on Mondays, you want to get in on Mondays and Wednesdays. But Monday was all about the power base, right? Who are your clients that have been your clients? They've been the ones that keep coming back to you. Or maybe they used you one time and they had a great experience with you, but then a little bit of time went by between when they needed service again and they forgot about you. Utilizing that power base. And I love, Jana, that you talked about going back 2 years because of everything that's happened within COVID. This is an insanely actionable step that you can take to increase your business within your staging company. You don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel. Get with us within short-term rental, because we're doing big things and we're going big places, and we want to take as many people on the train as want to get on. But whether you're doing short-term rental, whether you're doing staging, it doesn't matter. This is a basic business principle for you that is insanely actionable. Power base. Tap into that client retention. Go back and touch base with every single person that you have connected with in the last 2 years. Make that your top priority to finish out Q1. Don't let it end and go into Q2 without having made contact with every single person that you have connected with in the last 2 years and ask them, hey, what's happening with you? I love that was a question that Daniel posed. That's our new realtor team member. He's on our team. He's a realtor and he's killing it. That was his point. He said, don't say, how's it going? Because what's the answer going to be?
Oh, good. Fine. It's fine.
All good. No, you say, what's new with you? Tell me what's going on. They're going to start talking to you. And then it gives you a lead in to say, well, where's your next property? How can we help you? If you are doing short-term rental, can we get that set up for you? You got to tap into that power base. That is an insanely actionable thing that you can do and you can implement with your team, and it will immediately increase your revenue.
100%. That also, I was going to say that about Daniel, about the open-ended questions when you're doing the follow-up up to 2 years. Also, another tip that Jana shared with us for our Excel members, and we get to reach out to we get to train with our Excel members, team members. That's a lot to say, but we literally jump on a call with our members, staff, and we do training. And so one of the big takeaways, without sharing, all the stuff that we trained on, but one of the big takeaways was how many times before, what was the highest percentage of a sale being done through contact? Was it one call? So you guys are in the comments right now. I'm going to kind of slow down the way I'm talking. How many times do you think you have to reach out to a person before they say yes? Put that in the comments. Do you think it's 1, 2, 3, 50, 100? What is that number? I'm talking slow so that I know there's a little delay when you're going live. So what is that number? So you're going to call everyone from the last 2 years. You're going to run a report. You're going to give it to your office people, your sales and marketing people, whoever's in charge of that in your office. And you're going to say, call every one of these people to check in. How many times? What is the golden number? Jana, do you want to share the golden number?
Well, it's funny. I'm watching the comments come in, and of course, Jill is like right on it, and so is Sandra. Lex Home Staging said 7, and absolutely, we shared stats on people give up by the second one. They give up. They're like, oh, I guess they're not interested, right? But it is very, very few people that take it all the way to 7, take it all the way to 10 before we're even getting their attention, right? And so thinking about fortunes in the follow-up, how often we're following up, our teams are, what different variety of ways, not just always asking for the sell, but being creative. That is insanely actionable. And we give our team members, right? Our business owner team members steps. Like it was sales call this week, and we gave them homework, and we gave them homework last time, and they came with their flow charts, flowing from lead in the door all the way to contract closed. And your teams as well, every one of our staging and design companies, realtors that are taking someone from a lead to an executed listing agreement, like that's a process, and it's a lot of follow-up that has to happen. We can't expect one and done. We have to keep it going. So kudos to Jill, Sandra, you guys nailed it. Definitely 7, and encourage your team members. Guys, we can't give up after the first go around here. They don't even remember us. Like there's too much distraction going on today, and we've got to stay in front of all of the distractions that are facing our clients.
And I think everyone will, sorry, Jennifer. I think everyone will agree that it is insane to think that 84% of people buy off of the 7 to 12 touch points. 84%. And I think the second call was like 2%. So Jana really, really hit home with our teams meeting about our mindset, because a lot of times we don't want to bother them, right? We're like, oh, and you might be a staff member watching this and you're like, my boss wants me to call these people 12 times. Like, this is insane. This is crazy. Obviously, if they want something, they're going to call us. If that's what your staff member's saying, you got to get out of there. You got to get that stinking thinking out, because it's not that. If you had the answer to cure something and somebody wanted it, if it was your family member, you would be calling them over and over again. Like, listen, I have the antidote. I have this. And that's exactly what our businesses do. So we have to be resilient, and we have to be aggressive in a nice way to let these people know that we are here to help them. And if you are tapping into your power base up to 2 years ago, and you're making those simple phone calls to say, hey, what's new with you? And you're taking note of what's new with them. Those are your little touch points to make relationship with them. This is new with them. This is new with them. And as they're telling you what's new with them, you're thinking 3 steps ahead. How can I be of help in this area? How can I service you? And that also reminds me of when we were at 10X Ladies and we had our group, and Dave Robards, the top sales guy for Grant Cardone, says to me, "Hey, Laurie, you guys have a big group." And I was like, "Yeah, we have 20 plus business owners." He's like, "Hey, I'd love to be of service to any of them. Anything they need, you just let me know. I would love to be of service to you." And so are you telling people that you come in contact with, maybe not today, but tomorrow, I would love to be of service to you. I would love to help you in any way that I can. Just reach out. And then obviously you're going to want to reach out. So those are some good takeaways. What are some other ones, some insanely actionable ways that you can grow your business?
Well, Jennifer, I know you were going to jump in. You had a big thought, whether it is add on to this because it's so big. And then, of course, we can transition because there's so many, like we just have to take action.
Yeah, it's hard to limit to 8, 10, 5, 20. I mean, how could you limit because there's so many different ways? But this is an add-on to that process flow. I was going to brag a little bit on Karina with BA Interiors, who gave us this visual representation of the workflow, right? The workflow of a lead, from a lead to converted to the stage, right? But what was interesting to me was every single step in that process had follow-up. Every single step had follow-up. And some of those follow-ups were follow-up for future business. So the follow-up doesn't stop with the sale, with that immediate service that you're contacting them for. That follow-up continues. And Jana, I know you pointed that out in the meeting yesterday. You're checking in with your power base every 2 to 4 weeks. Whether you have a job, whether they've contacted you for a job, you are staying at the forefront of their mind. So follow up in and of itself is a insanely actionable tip because you want to be the people. I think about what is it that makes us think about Chick-fil-A? It's the cow selling chicken. What is it that makes us think about a jingle or something we associate with a company? If that person thinks staging or design or services within the real estate industry, you want them to think about you. And how is that going to happen? It's going to be because you're the one touching base with them every 2 to 4 weeks. You're the one asking them how things are going. You're sending them educational information. You're giving things to them. And you're just keeping that follow-up and that you're keeping yourself fresh in their mind. So follow-up is a huge tip anyways.
I love that. And, I'm going to throw one more out there because I think that this is huge when it comes to our business today and what's pertinent and what do we need to be focused on. And that is education. We have to keep learning. As soon as education and information stops flowing to us, that we stop putting it into action, we become stale. We become obsolete. Our company becomes the Titanic. And we sure don't want to be in an industry that's a Titanic. We don't want to be a business that's sinking. We want to keep fresh, keep learning, keep offering those services. So we talked today about conversations, right? Creative conversations that allow us to reconnect with our clients, have that client care in the form of follow-up. And then when we know what their needs are, we can provide that service, whether it's at short-term rental, whether it's more staging. This is huge. So my big actionable, insanely actionable idea that I want to also give you today is we literally will be in 10 plus events this year that we're not even hosting. Like we're going to be in rooms that get us uncomfortable, rooms around real estate, right? Real estate rooms that allow us to learn right alongside our clients. When they see that you're sitting by them and you're learning, and then you become an educator on that information because you put it into practice, my goodness, they want to do business with you. People want to do business with other professionals, other experts. They want to do business with 10Xers. That's why we've invested in a diamond ticket to be right there in front at GrowthCon next week. Because guess what? There's going to be realtors in the room that are also saying, okay, who are the few people I need to meet? You know, I want to meet people that are in the front of the room. I want to meet people that are engaged, that actually pay to participate, pay to pay attention. So don't have a limited belief mindset. Don't have a scarcity mindset that, you know, $200 a month is too much. $10,000 a seat for an event is too much. No, you've got to say, how do I get my ROI on this? If it's a $10,000 seat, I'm going to say that is my minimum to connect with so that I can make that an investment. I'm going to apply the knowledge, and then I'm also going to make sure that I meet the right people at that event that can bring us business and that we can help serve them. So you got to have an ROI mindset on every single thing, and learning and getting in the right rooms to build those right relationships has to be something that you cannot be too busy to do. It has to be done, especially business owners, and for sure you business leaders. Just because the business owner is going doesn't exclude you. You should be in the room with them. You should be paying to participate because you know that's going to affect you personally. Those takeaways are going to come out in your life in all facets. So let's be in the right rooms this year, no doubt about it.
Yes, that's so good. And as we wrap up our 30 minutes today, so we talked about insanely actionable items of, offering new services such as short-term rentals or investing in short-term rentals, reconnecting with your power base of 2 years or more, calling 7 to 12 times before you even think, call, text, emailing 7 to 12 times before you even think you can give up on that client, processes and procedures that you have in your office is functioning, and then education. And so I wanted to just ask this really real question because I think it's so important that the people that are watching this, they see our excitement, they see the the benefits of all the hard work that was gone into it, and all, Jana, your financial and physical investment into everything that you've done, right? They see that. But just as like a real honest question, if you had not educated yourself 2 years ago, started educating yourself, whether that's educating through investing in John Maxwell and Grant Cardone, which is a very hefty number of financial investment. Also, if you had not, so you invested in the education and those things. And if you had not, I think the bigger one is if you had not educated yourself on short-term rentals, where would your staging company be today, you think?
Well, we would not have had the best year ever in our business. And Jennifer shared, some of those key numbers and those metrics. We know that we have to be fluid with our services, and we have to know where the shifts are taking us. So I would say that we would be down a good 30% of our revenue, and we would have possibly had to lay people off because we couldn't sustain the growth. This has allowed us to deposit money and resources back into our company for next level growth for this year. So we're sitting very pretty. I don't know, Jennifer, how many people have we hired in the last couple of months? Like, it's unbelievable. And what staging company brings on a realtor to build a real estate team, right? I'm going and taking the real estate test next week. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy.
We've not only brought on our first realtor to our team, but we have just extended an offer to the first hospitality resetting up, a full position dedicated to resetting our STRs and helping out with the setting up of our STRs. So these are positions that didn't even exist on the org chart 12 months ago that we have now created and added because of necessity, because we need that real estate mindset, because we need help with resetting our portfolio, right? So, I mean, yeah, It's huge. And then we've added more staging team. We've added virtual assistants.
Logistics. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, VAs. I mean, we literally we have almost doubled in staff. It is unbelievable the growth that we're experiencing and the investment that we're willing to make for tomorrow's growth. So I believe that if I would not, Laurie, to answer your question, I've been learning for 20 years. Like, I've just tried to be a student. Mike and Jay got me into that next level mindset. Without them, I sure wouldn't be. And now you talk about Grant, you talk about John Maxwell, you talk about the others that I consider mentors that we read books about and we listened to podcasts about. And we had to first give them permission to speak into our lives. And so first give permission, change the mindset, and then go and then pray about the decisions you're making for your company so that you are led in the right direction of what to say yes to, what to say no to. But never be afraid to invest, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, whether it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. We're gearing up for almost $300,000 of education over these less than 3 years that we have literally deposited into our two companies, mainly the two companies, not even the STR company. That it all just is fluid and moves. But some people would look at that number and go, that's crazy. That's so scary. No, like we will 10x that, right? We will absolutely 10x that. And so it's all about where your mindset is and what you see the potential being. And let me tell you, if you're not around the right circle of people that are speaking this extra into you, you can do this, blow it up, you got this, get in the right rooms, get it with around the right people. That's definitely HSRA. It's definitely our alliance that we've created. If you are the negative one, you gotta, button that up, and you gotta just say, I'm missing something. If I am negative Nancy, I'm missing something. I need to reset, recalibrate, get myself in the right room around the right people to let them speak into me, and no more negativity. You gotta see tomorrow as like your best your best version of your company that can absolutely be. And we only know what we don't know what we don't know. So get in the right rooms around the right people that are willing to share that road to revenue, willing to share the success stories. That's why there's no doubt we're going to be in the room at 10X Growth Con. We're going to be in the room with people. That is an investment we're willing to make, not because we have the money, but because we're not afraid to put it on a card to say, this is going to have a maximum ROI, that I'm not afraid where the money's going to come from. I know that massive results come out of massive action. Take action. Don't be afraid. Say no to fear.
Insane action, right? So this is insane is our key word for today. And so I definitely know that had you not taken those insane actions, just your staff in itself, we have all grown so much through what you have shared with us, right? And we have all changed our mindset so much in the 2 years. So not only, I mean, it's great when you talk about getting insanely large number of money, but what about the effect that your action has now taken on your staff? And then who is our sphere of influence that we are now, influencing? And so it's like a wave, and it goes on and forever. And so, if you're a home staging business owner and you're a little bit frustrated, or you're struggling in your business, or whatever that is, we want you to know that HSRA is here to help you build your business for the most part. And we are partnered with so many other people that can help you, with learning how to set up a living room. But when it comes to the business side of it, that is our wheelhouse. And part of the education that Jana does has to do specifically with building and educating business owners, but also we always chat with our current members. We always ask them, where is your struggle? Because we will deliberately go out and seek a cure to that or an answer for that. And so one way that we did that this year is we polled our members. We asked them, hey, where are you struggling? Where do you want to pull your hair out? And what they told us was 4 particular areas of struggle, right? Logistics, sales, marketing, and services. And so what did we do? We put together a package. We reached out to some of our top people within our membership. We're having masterminds throughout the United States. We're going on the US tour. I really wanted to brand this like a concert, but I knew that wasn't in our branding. But I was like, the US tour of building your business, right? And so if you're interested, Jill will put the website here, stagerbundle.com. That's where you go. If you want to participate in this, we're literally going to these places. And this is one, us providing the education that our staging community asks for. And 2, we're going to educate, network, and learn right alongside with you. So I think this has been such a powerful, insanely powerful workshop Wednesday today, talking about building, touching base with your power base, calling people 12 times, and just building from there. And so any last minute words, Jana, you want to share?
Just get up, do it, take action, massive action. I want to see everyone have the absolute best year they can have. We have committed to making it ours. We are speaking life into the real estate industry, to home staging companies, into redesign companies, into their staff. So get around people that are doing massive things, that are investing themselves, and be a learner alongside us. So none of us are truly arrived, but we continue up the path of greatness. So continue to grow, continue to learn, share, and grow with us. And hey, we'll see you guys at the top.
Yep. And we will be back here next week, same time, same place. Please feel free to reach out to us. We're always in the comments. So even if you watch this after the fact, we're here for you. And we will see you next week. Bye.